Okay, so week 11, week 11, week 11. We're here. Okay, so week 11 was recovering a sense of autonomy. This week was pretty, it was pretty good. It was actually pretty breezy. You know what I'm saying? The tasks were cool. The tasks were very reflective. And I feel like we're really actually like wrapping it up at this point. I can't believe I got it like this far. I'm excited for week 12. Week 11, what did we tackle? We were talking about acceptance. We were talking about how good work may not always sell. And that sometimes like the market is not asking for good work. It's not asking for good. Well, they don't really value good work sometimes. And that I have to create through that, whether the market wants me or not. For instance, I'm painting a painting. And if right now I put it out there and it's not selling, it doesn't devalue the work, and that my value for the work is what makes the work valuable. Whatever dollar amount I put on that shit, that's what the fuck it is, whether the market wants it or not. I felt like that chapter was kind of not necessarily a hard pill to swallow, but I felt like it was counterintuitive to like my manifestation techniques in the beginning, because let me allow my cat out of the closet. Because it was hard for me to listen to. It was hard for me to really ingest, because it was something that I felt like, okay, well, if you create regardless, then you're gonna get the benefit of it. Like the value will be there, and other people will value your work because they see your work, because you're putting it out there. But the truth is, I have to work through the bad and the good. I have to create because I must. You know what I'm saying? Not create because I'm going to be validated by it. I am my own validation at this certain point in time. Yes. Lesson that I learned as I was reading it. Felt like I practiced it before, but it was something that I definitely learned as I was reading it. And that my work is me and God's business. Period. Nobody else's. I have to allow myself to be a beginner again. Of course, we hit that in a couple other chapters. She said, sometimes I will write badly, draw badly, paint badly, perform badly. I have the right to do that to get to the other side. Creativity is its own reward. Yes, me creating by itself is a reward in and of itself. And if I get anything on top of that, that is the icing on top of the cake that is my life, which is creation. That is how I worship God in this point in time. As an artist, I have to be careful who I surround myself with, with people who nurture my artist, not people who try to overly domesticate it for my own good. Certain friendships will kick off my artistic imagination, and others will deaden it. When I read that, I had a little, how many people deaden it and how many people enrich it, right up in my mind. It showed up right like that. And then I was like, you know what, let me hit up these people so I can have them actively in my space, so that when I am waking up and just going about my daily life, I am being enriched, not overly domesticated, as Julia puts it. I do not need to be rich, but I want to be richly supported. I understand that sentiment. I want to be both rich and richly supported, period. Yes. And then, yes, okay. My life reflects my art, so my life has to be in check. Unfortunately, I'm balancing that and the consistency thing. So like when they're saying that like you shouldn't work based off of motivation, because you won't have motivation every day. You need to work off consistency, and then you'll see your tears, like you'll see yourself get that step up. I've learned that lesson, and then I'm also trying to mix it in with getting my life together at every point in time so that I can continue to work. My life won't always be together, so this is the hard thing that I'm trying to accept when it comes to this chapter. I'm still wrapping my mind around it. Sometimes I gotta double back and read twice. Not because I don't understand, but just because I want it to sink in, you know? She says something like this, and I think I should give this to my mom so that she understands why I give her the dramatics and why I feel like I'm whatever. But she says, as an artist, I do not need to be rich, but I need to be richly supported. I cannot allow my emotional and intellectual life to stagnate, or the work will show it. My life will show it. My temperament will show it. If I don't create, I will get crabby. She continues on to say, as an artist, I can literally die from boredom. I kill myself when I fail to nurture my artist child because I'm acting like somebody else's idea of an adult. The more I nurture my artist child, the more adult I'm able to appear. Spoiling my artist means it will let me type a business letter. Ignoring my artist means a grinding depression. This is what I need to show my mom. This is the reason why when I don't serve myself creatively, I'm calling my mom like, I want to die. Not too much. I'm a growing person. But that's why I have those reactions and things like that, because I'm literally feeling like I'm not living my life. So what the fuck is the point? You feel me? That doesn't mix if your life is not necessarily together all the way either. So this is why in earlier episodes, you caught me crying, you caught me breaking down, things like that, because I wasn't serving myself and I just felt like it wasn't worth it. I felt diminished. There you go. Here we are finding it out at week 11. At least we're still learning something. We tackled success. And that creativity is a spiritual practice. And that every time I set a goal, once I get there, the goal kind of disappears, because by the time I reach that goal, I have another goal. And I'm just like, I'm unimpressed. For instance, when I was like, I'm going to drop a song. I dropped a song. By the time I dropped a song, I was like, I need an album. And I had to remind myself, like, girl, you did all of this. You successfully dropped a song. You know, pat yourself on the back. It's cool. When I was like, I want to go viral, I went viral multiple times. And by the time I went viral, I was so unimpressed. I'm like, where the money at? You know what I'm saying? So every time I'm there, the goal disappears. And, you know, they keep moving the goalposts. I keep moving the goalposts every single time. And that's okay. I have to keep going. That's what comes along with the journey of creating. This is why I have to continue to create, because it's a never-ending process. We are asked to expand in order that we don't contract. Evading this commitment and evasion that tempts us all leads straight to stagnation, discontent, spiritual discomfort. Can I rest, we wonder. In a word, the answer is no. That was like, damn. But I knew it. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, we are spiritual sharks. The ruthless truth is that if we don't keep moving, we will sink to the bottom and die. Period. Creativity is not a business, although it may generate business. And those who attempt to work for too long with a specific formula eventually leach themselves of their creative truths. I know a couple artists, I'm not going to drop names, but I know a couple artists that I raised up with where they had their 15 minutes of fame, and because they didn't know how to change with the times or accept that, you know, them as well as their surroundings are changing, they stuck to the same formula and they sunk down to the bottom, and they sunk down into irrelevancy, where I saw, not to call them that, but just where I saw like other artists change with the times, feed themselves along with the times, even rebel against the times and continue to stay relevant because of it. But regardless, both of them are valid and both of them are valuable to me as artists because of the value that they place on themselves. They still got my follow, they still got my support, so it is what it is. Something to keep in mind. All right, the Zen of sports. I took up working out every day again because I noticed that when I worked out in the morning, especially by myself, I had a real a real drive. I had it was almost like a caffeine hit. And sometimes I would get like song lyrics, or I would get, a hook or a melody or something like that very clearly and vividly when I'm working out. You would think that those two are unrelated, but they definitely are. Or sometimes it would be like, I'm tired and I just push myself and I went to the gym and I come back and I'm like, yeah, I can run a mile. Let's write a book. Let's do what we gotta do. Let's make some content. You feel me? And so, yeah. Exercise combats the spiritually induced dysfunction. So this is like a new sort of meditation for me, where she brought up a good point. When we think of meditation, we think about it in like the Eastern aspect, or maybe we misjudge the Eastern aspect because they think of when you think of meditation on like an Eastern level, as a Westerner's brain, you think a fucking monk just sitting in the temple or sitting in the forest being like and you're just at peace with the world and everything's right and all the butterflies and the bees and all that stuff is flying by and nothing bothers this man and he's just accepted everything and he has no weight on him or anything like that. But now I realize that meditation comes in all forms, and that, if I think about meditation, almost like the Japanese version of meditation, meditation comes in the form of like mastering something. It's active work. And so I think I want to switch my mindset to a meditation of movement, instead of trying to just like sit down every single day and just be like, even though that's good too, I want to keep moving. And I want to do something that induces movement. Exercise induces movement. So that is the Zen of sports for me. What else? My artist altar, haven't done it yet. I honestly feel like this studio is my artist altar. It's filled with a bunch of things that motivate me. I wish this background was a little bit more like illustrious, but I do think that it is clean for things like YouTube videos and all that stuff like that. And then the front is it's not messy, it's organized, but it has a lot of character and it has it has a vibe, but it doesn't have like an aesthetic. It's like, yeah. And right now that makes me happy. I'm very happy with just like the setup. I'm very happy with the things that I have. And I think that this is a full-fledged thing that I can use to create all the things that I want to create. But if I need to set up an artist altar, I will do that when I feel necessary. I have an altar already that I go to and I connect with every morning. But it's not for an artist. Although I am an artist. It's more just for, my work, spells, manifestations, relaxation, connecting with God, just being aware and being reflective, and yeah. I think I will make an artist altar though. When it came to the tasks, my artist prayer that I went back to was absolutely beautiful. I don't know if it's the best idea, but I took a picture of it, and after I read chapter 12, I will determine whether I will send it to my mother or not. We have been doing weekly prayer together as of recently, and I really love that we're connecting in a different way, because I don't really pray in front of my family ever, because I've always been seen as like this heathen kind of thing when I was growing up, just because, tattoos, shaved hair, the style I got very it's just uncensored and unapologetic, because I've been so censored and apologetic my entire life. So yeah. The toxic God concept that I had to tackle. I think that's something that I'm going to have to be actively aware of, something that I'm going to have to check back in, because as much as I addressed the toxic God that I had previously, I feel like some of those old belief systems that I had to get rid of snuck back up on me, and I have to remember the God that I believe in does not have the limitations that I placed on it. And so breaking down those limitations opens up the door for so much more to happen. And I'm very happy about that check-in. That was really good for Julia to put in there. 5 ways that I will nurture myself within the next 6 months, and then 7 ways that I will nurture myself this week. That was fun. The creativity notebook was really interesting. I had to have 7 full pages, 7 pages where each one was dedicated to something like health, possessions, leisure, relationship, creativity, career, spirituality, blase blase, and list 10 things that I wish out of those subjects. And what came out was really interesting. It was interesting to see what flew out first and what came on the backhand. Things that flew out first shocked me, because then I felt like I should have wrote these things, and I was like, girl, just honor yourself. Just honor yourself. This is what the fuck you want. So what if it looks shallow? That's what the fuck I want. It's not like anybody else is reading it. And even if they did, it's not like I'm asking for no crazy shit. And even if I was, mind your business. Anyways, morning pages, did those. I think I missed like one day. Did I do my artist date? I'm about to. Have I considered scheduling an entire day? Yes, I have. And did I experience any synchronicities this week? I would say I'm not sure about the synchronicities. I would say that I feel good about, I've just been feeling good about finishing this book. That high that I'm on has just been riding me through this week. As always, I'm working on money. As always, I'm working on music, artistry. And right now, I'm just feeling good. Hopefully, it stays like that. I would love to continue these little video diaries on YouTube outside of the artist away. Maybe something a little bit more curated. But this was really great. I don't know. I think that's it, y'all. I thought that this was going to be a lot longer, but I'm glad that it's actually not, and that is pretty cool, and that we dove right into it. Now I can work on my next task. But yeah, I think my kitty is coming. You want to say hi? Come on. Everybody, say hi to Shylin. All right, we're going to do some more work together. Okay, y'all. Bye.